Hi everyone, Annette here from Southwind Designs. I am getting ready to start my live video on the mystery quilt along. Hey Megan, on the mystery quilt along that we're doing, and show you the first step. It's also posted on my blogspot, southwindinspirations.blogspot.com, so you can see it in writing. There's a new PDF for each clue that is waiting to be released. So I've had a lot of questions and texts and emails about people wanting to get some color advice. So I thought I'd let you know some of the stuff that I'm using. Let me turn this around for just a minute here. Okay, so here is the messy colors that I showed you before. And all these colors here that I have sort of willy-nilly here in this box. But that's what I picked out here. So you want to have 12 little squares, 12 2.5-inch squares that sort of go together. They don't have to be exactly the same, but it's nice if they like each other. So I have a red colorway and I have a bluish colorway. And from that, we're going to do 4 patches, and that is your first clue. So until the next time we have another clue, you can just be making these little 4 patches. But like everything else, there is a trick, and I'll show you how to make some of those 4 patches in just a minute if I can set up my phone the right way. So I wanted to show you some of my background, which is this one right here. I've picked the gray background because it's neutral, and I figured out that a lot of people can see it. So these are some of the 4 patches that I've already sewn. And so I'm going to try to hook this phone up to my tripod and turn it around and see if I can do a little sewing demonstration. So let's see. Okay. All right. So I'm doing this by myself. So hi everybody, I'm doing this by myself, so bear with me. Okay. So here I have some of my squares, and you can see they're not exactly the same. I did pick them all from the same color because it's just so easy, because I know they will all match together. And you need 3 of these 4 patches and 3 of these of the same kind for each block. But so this is how I line them up first, and then I sew them into 2 patches, and then the 2 patches are sewn into 4 patches. And I'm sure some of you already know that, but I thought I'd give a little demo anyway. So there we go. And here's the next one. And you can see I use both pinks and oranges and reds all in the same block. It's really okay. Okay, so here's my next one. And okay. So I'm gonna have to take some of these here. All right, so you can kind of play around with it and see what you like the best. I hope you can see that. And I'm going to turn the camera around here in just a minute. You can see how some of these squares are older because they have little pieces of fiber sticking to them. But that's the thing. We're trying to use up our stash. We're trying to use up what we have. So you can't be afraid of using some of those pieces, even if you don't think they go together 100%. It's okay. Okay, so now I have 2 for each of my 4 patches, and as you saw, I snipped them all off in sequence. I don't really mix them up. I keep them together in groups of 2. And I use the blue thread so you can kind of see what I'm doing. So before I start pressing them, I actually open them and check to make sure this is what. And then the first one I press to the right, and the second one I press to the left, and then I turn them around because I like to orient everything in the direction of sewing. So I want to make sure that this piece locks in, And so first I take a couple stitches because it kind of holds everything for me. And then I feel if this is smooth, I'm just going to go ahead and sew. If there's a gap, I know I need to tug and pull a little bit. And if there's a bump, I know something's overlapping and that's not right. Everything's smooth. So I'm just going to go ahead and do it. So here's my next one. And there's really no press to the right or press to the dark. That doesn't really matter. I just press one to the right and one to the left, okay? And then I turn them, and here's my next one. Go away here. And oh, there's a gap, so I'm going to scoot this together, and then I'm going to tug on it a little bit as I'm sewing. So, a little bit of quilt fudge. Okay, last one. Okay. This goes to the right and this presses to the left, so no need to jump up to the iron. Turn it around, make sure this fits in the middle, and then I start sewing. Okay, so now I have these little 4 patches, and what I like to do is I like to orient all my seams around in a circle. So the way I do that is that I kind of pull on that, and then one side goes to the top and the other side goes to the bottom. And I probably should have used matching threads, but it's fine. As long as you can see it, I'm happy. So you can see how this goes counterclockwise. It's like a little pinwheel effect here. So let's do another one in case you didn't see it. I hold it like this and I see how my seams are running. So this runs this way. So this one will go up and this one will go down. And it pops that last little stitch out and it makes it just like that. Now, if you don't want to do that, if you can't do that, or if something doesn't work out, you can always press to the side. That's okay. I just like mine to be going around in a little pinwheel here. So if it doesn't work, sometimes it's because this little stitch will not release, and that could happen if you use a thread that is too thick, or maybe even a polyester thread, which, you know, has so much more strength that it doesn't want to pull out. So let me get my here, turn me around. All right. So did you guys see how I did this? So we'll need 3 of those for each block. There's 16 blocks in the smaller quilt and 24 in the larger quilt. So we're going to do the same blocks, but there are different sections to the blocks and different clues. So your next clue will happen on Monday, April 6th at the same time, 11 o'clock. And I'll show you some of the things to do with some of those. So not all of those will be treated the same, but we'll need 3 that match together, like 3 that match together. Let me turn this around like this. There's another 3, and then I have 3 of the blue ones. You could also bundles you've been hoarding. So there's all kinds of things you can do, and please let me know if you have any questions. Yes, 3. You'll need 3 for each block. So turn around. You'll need 3 that go in one block. So there's 3 that will be in one block, and they have to kind of go together. Now, if I switch one out, it would still work. You could still use it, but it probably wouldn't look the same. So each block has kind of related squares in the color. So I've got my board set up here. There's 1, 2, 3, and I kind of like to move them around until I'm happy, and just get yourself some more squares. If you don't have enough squares, you can always cut a few more. You can get started with just a few. You can get started with just a few blocks, and then after a while, you know, if you're more sure about the colors, you can make more. Actually, this quilt is so expandable, you could be making it for months. So I hope you had fun, and I'm going to see you on Monday, where I'm going to show you the next clue, which is going to change some of these 4 patches. So Keep making them. I'll see you then. Bye.